Hello everyone, welcome back to Partners DSA. Let's try to solve a problem from Geeks for Geeks. Opposite sign pair reduction. Problem says, given an array ARR, return the final array by repeatedly applying the following operation from left to right until no more valid operations can be performed. So the operation is, if two adjacent elements have opposite signs, we can do two things. If their absolute values are different, remove both elements and insert the one with the greater absolute value, preserving its sign. If their absolute values are equal, remove both elements without inserting any new element. So suppose we have suppose a 10 and we have a 8. So here both of these two numbers have opposite sign. One is positive and the other one is negative. So this is the first condition that we have in order to qualify for doing this operation. Now so if we have the opposite sign, we need to see the absolute, if the absolute values are different. The absolute values of 10 is 10 itself, and absolute value of minus 8 is 8 itself. Okay, so if their absolute values are different, we can remove both the elements, insert the one with the greater absolute value, preserving its sign. Basically here 10 is greater than 8. 10 is greater than 8. So we can add this 10 to the final answer, and if it is positive we need to have it as positive, and if it is negative we need to have it as negative. That's one operation. Now suppose like if the absolute values are equal, so let's say we have 8 and minus 8. Here the absolute values are 8 and 8. So the absolute values are equal. In that case we need to remove both the elements. So we will be removing both the elements, and we won't add anything to the our array list or the result list. So this is basically the operation what they are asking to do. So let's try to understand like how this problem can be done. Let me remove this. Okay. So let's take the example 10 minus 5. Let's take this example 10 minus 5, 8, and 10 minus 5 minus 8, 2 and minus 5. So basically what are we checking? We are only checking the adjacent, correct? Like we are checking only the two adjacent element. That means if we are at a particular position, say minus 5, we are only checking the adjacent, like the 10, or if we are at 10 we are only checking the minus 5. We are checking only, so suppose this get deleted, we are now just checking 10 and minus 8, which are adjacent to each other. So we only care about what is the previous number or the next number. So basically here we only care about the previous number. So if there arises such problem where we need to just look up what we already have, then the most common data structure that will come to our mind is holding a stack. So let's see how this stack will help us here, and how it will help us in solving this problem. So let's start. Let's start with 10. So we will check in the stack whether there is any kind of element 10. Here there is no kind of element 10, the stack is empty. So we will just add that into this stack. 10 is added into the stack. Next we have minus 5. So in minus 5, like for any number we have two possibilities. Either both of them will die. That is, the element in the stack or and the element which we are trying to process, both will die or both will be destroyed. Otherwise, one will prevail. Either the element at the stack will survive or the number that we are trying to process will survive. So we can hold a boolean variable. Suppose I am just having it as s. I am taking that as true. So I am saying minus 5 will survive. I am just assuming that minus 5 will survive after we do the operation here. So let's see. So the stack is not empty. So if the stack is not empty, the main condition that we need to see is they have opposite signs. So we have the top of the stack as 10, the current element as minus 5. So both have opposite signs. Now we take their absolute values 10 and 5 respectively, and we see whether their absolute values are different. 10 is not equal to 5, so their absolute values are different. Now what we need to see? We need to see which is the greatest among them. So if we take the absolute value of 10 and absolute value of minus 5, absolute value of 10 is greater than 5. That means 5 will not survive when we try to process. So we will flip that survival variable to false, and we won't add anything into the stack. We still have 10 with us. Okay, that's fine. Now let's move forward. And now we are processing 8. So minus 8. So same way we have a surviving flag, assuming that minus 8 will survive in this scenario, and we will see what we have. So minus 8. So the first check is, are they like equal, or are they of opposite signs? They are of opposite signs. One is positive 10 and the other one is minus 8. So we satisfy the first condition. Now we need to see whether we can do the operation. So we compare whether the absolute value. So let's take the absolute value. The absolute values are 10 and the absolute value of minus 8 is 8. Now we just compare 10 and 8. Which of them is larger? 10 is greater. That means 8 won't survive when we try to do this operation. So we'll flip our flag to false and we'll go forward. It won't survive, so there is no need of adding the 8 into this. The 10 is still the winner. Now let's move forward. Next we are trying for 2. So 8 is completed. Next we are going for 2. So what about 2? We have the top of the stack as 10. The current element whatever we are processing is 2, and we are saying this will survive. So the survival flag is set to true. The first check is whether they have opposite signs, but here both of them are having the same sign. So this 2 will survive. We can't do any of the operation because that's the very first condition that we have. So we will just come and check this flag. Here the survival flag is true, so we will just add 2 to our top of the stack. Now let me just, okay, we will add 2 here. Now we are going to minus 5. So the top of the stack is 2. The current element whatever we are trying to process is minus 5. Okay. Are they having opposite sign? Yes, they are having opposite signs. Now we are able to do this operation. So when we are trying to do this operation, we will see whether the absolute value of 2 is 2, absolute value of minus 5 is 5. Which of them is greater? 5 is greater. So we will just remove this 2, and so there was also a survival flag. So the 5 survives when it fights with 2. So we will just remove 2 and will now check the next top of the stack. So the next one is 10, and the element that we are trying to have is -5, and the survival flag is still true. Now we will take the absolute values, that is 10 and 5. Which of them is greater? 10 is greater. So 10 is greater, that means 5 can't survive. So we will flip that to false, and we will just don't add 5 into it, we just have 10. Now suppose like I'm just for an example, suppose I have another -10 here. So that comes to this particular scenario. We have the opposite signs and the absolute values are equal, because 10 is equal to 10. Both of the absolute values are equal. That means we will just remove this. We should also remove this, so the survival flag for this as well will be false, as both of them dies. So if we had a -10 at the end, like it will be an empty array, and for this particular example till -5, the answer is 10, and that's the main idea. So let's try to do this problem, and we are only mainly targeting the stack. So here the time complexity, we are just iterating through the array once. So the time complexity will be big of n, where n is the length of the array, and space complexity can be also big of n by max. The stack can grow till big of n. So the time complexity and space complexity are big of n. So let's try to do this problem. So let me just have a basic check for a null check, and arrays.empty or array.length is not equal to null. Even though the constraint says it starts from 1, we can just add a null check, so that it will be always added. We will be always adding that. Now we need to return an array list of integer result, which is equal to new array list. Now suppose we have only one element in the array. That means we can just return that directly. We do not have anything to compare with, and that will survive. So if length is equal to 1, we can just add array of 0 to our answer and just return result. It's just a basic base case. And we need, as discussed, we need a stack to track the previous values, which is equal to new stack. So now we will just iterate through this. So for int num from ARR boolean num survives. So this is the boolean variable that I was highlighting, where this 2 got survived, right? So let us have that boolean num survives as true. Now if we can have while our stack is not empty, and then is sign opposite, because that's the very basic condition that we need to have. So if sign opposite for the current number and the element at the top of the stack, we need to do some operation. Now at the end we need to check whether the num survives. So if num survives, we can push that into the stack. So here the stack is actually previous value. I just need to correct the namings. So here as well, okay. Now we can just take the top of the stack. Int top of stack is equal to previous value dot peak. Int apps num is equal to mat dot absolute value of num. Int apps value of top of stack is equal to mat dot absolute value of top of stack. Now if our number survives, that means if our absolute num is greater than absolute of top of stack, that means we our number is still a very good candidate that can prevail with other numbers. So we can just remove the current stack top. So it will be previous value dot pop. Now what if our top of stack is what winning against the absolute value of current number? That means we need to flip the num surveys to false. We don't want to do any kind of a popping because our top of the stack will still be there. Now we can just break. We don't want to continue further. Else if it is equal, this is the condition. So if the apps top of stack is equal to apps num, at that time as well both of them will get destroyed. That means the num doesn't survive here as well. We can flip that to false. Plus we also need to just pop the value, the top of stack, because that too gets deleted when both of the absolute values are equal. So now so the at the very end whatever holding at the stack is the answer what we are looking for. So we can just go through the stack and add it into our result. Now as we all know, the stack is last in first out, so the result will be now in the reverse order. We can just make use of the collections framework to reverse the array list and just finally return the result. Now there is one missing point, like we need to have this helper method which returns a boolean is sign opposite. We will be having two numbers, num1 num2. So it will be if, like, two condition, either num1 can be greater than 0 and then num2 can be less than 0, or just the opposite, num1 can be less than 0 and num2 can be greater than 0. So here I am just not considering the equal to 0 because in the constraint it just specifies. So if we have zeros, just add the 0 condition either here and here. It won't do any damage to our solution. So here let's try to compile and run. The recent error, oh okay, my bad, it has to be like we will be returning an empty array list. Okay, new array list, another typo. Okay, just gives us 10. Let's try if we have -10, then it must be empty. Okay, it's empty. Now let's submit the problem. It is failing. Let's try to debug what is the problem here. We have weak. If the number survives, okay, I forgot to put a break here as well, like we just need to break, we don't want to continue. So let me submit it again. Okay, this time we have the correct answer. So as we discussed, we will be having a, like we are traversing through the array here once. So this will be big Gaussian time complexity, and we are also making use of an extra space to hold the elements into the stack. So the space complexity will be also big Gaussian. So this is the explanation for the problem, opposite sign pair reduction. Thank you.